Shalom, Baltimore. We are the I.S.U.P.K. coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under Commander GEN.YAHANNA. We are here to teach our people the truth, Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians according to the Bible. And tonight's class is Lashawan Qadash. And one of the first things and rules of Lashawan Qadash, which is the holy tongue in the Hebrew, is there are no J's, E's, O's, U's, or V's in the Hebrew. So there are no J's, O's, U's, or V's in the Hebrew. There's only the long A and the short I as the vowels. So we was going over some words the last time we was on here. So what I was doing was having brothers and sisters who attend the class to go ahead and say the alphabet for me if they can. So, anybody want to give that a try?
Abba, Wazaka, Tayaka, Lama Nasa Apa, Tazar Kwa Rashada.
Excellent. Anybody else want to give it a try? So what I'm gonna do now is go into the alphabet and start writing some of the characters so that you don't recognize some of the characters.
Take the table right there.
So we got the first letter of the alphabet. We got I in the ancient. And we got I in the Syrian. So that's I in the ancient up top, and I in the Assyrian down bottom. That's the letter. That's the first letter of the alphabet. Ah. So the next letter in the alphabet is Ba, the Hebrew letter for Ba.
No, he's right. He ain't gonna get it too much. You need that one. You want to get that one? You want to get it? Yeah.
So you got Ba up top in the ancient and Ba down bottom in the Assyrian. That's the Hebrew letter for Ba, the second letter in the alphabet of the Lashawan Qadash Hebrew. That's Ba. This is Ga in the ancient up top and Ga in the Assyrian down bottom. Also, if you already have your Hebrew sheets, you can look at it and compare. And you see that it's 22 characters in the Hebrew alphabet.
Oh shit. It's one.
So that was God. we're going to get to the fourth letter in the Hebrew alphabet, which is Ga. Which is like the fifth letter of the Hebrew alphabet, which is Ha. Fifth letter of the Hebrew alphabet, Ha. That's Ha. Up top is the ancient, down bottom is the Assyrian, and then you have what it represents, which is the Hebrew letter for Ha. And hopefully today, after we get through a little bit of the alphabet, we can get into some of the words, and also some of the reading and breakdown in the Hebrew. So for right now, do anybody have any questions? Okay. So get into the next letter, which is Wa. Wa. Up top is the Assyrian, down bottom is the ancient, and what it represents, Wa, which is the sixth letter of the Hebrew alphabet. Wa. So now we're going to get to the next letter, which is Za. Za up top is the ancient. Za down bottom is the Assyrian, and what it represents, Za. It could be a little neater, but at least we got the technology. Thank the Most High in Christ and Officer Kawan for fixing us. So now we're getting into the next letter, which is Ka, with the hard K sound. It sounds like a hard K sound, but it's C-H-A-A. Ka, which is like a guttural sound. Not the soft K in the Hebrew, which is K-A, Ka, but Ka. Ka. So that's the Hebrew letter, Salakia, about that. That's the Hebrew letter for the word Ka in the Hebrew, the guttural sound. Ka. The next one will be Ta. Ta.
About that.
Shalom Aleichem. Understand, sir. Oh, lie, sir. I would never do that, sir.
Okay.
Come on, counsel. Come on, counsel. Come on, counsel. Come on, counsel. Shalom Aleichem.
All right, sir.
Boy, dog, let me know when the camera's ready. Look at this. Look at the screen. Oh shit! I can't.
So that's the Hebrew word. That's the Hebrew letter for Ta, which is T-A. Notice that this a symbol that you can recognize that they stole from us, like Stan Lee and them, because Stan Lee is so-called Jewish. That symbol up top is Ta in the Hebrew, but you can recognize it from a lot of Marvel comics and stuff like that. X-Men, they actually stole it from us. So that's the Hebrew letter for the word Ta. Now we're getting into Yah. The Hebrew letter Yah, like in Yahawashah and Yahweh. So that's the Hebrew letter for the word Yah, like in Yahweh and Yahawashah. So that's Yah. Up top is the Assyrian. Up top is the ancient, down bottom is the Assyrian. So that's the Hebrew letter for the word Yah, like in Yahawashah and Yahweh, first letter. Anybody got that?
Come, sir.
So now we get into the soft K of the Hebrew, which is Ka, K-A, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. Up top is the ancient, down bottom is the Assyrian, and that's the Hebrew letter for the word Ka, as in Khazar, as in Kayam, K-A, Ka. It's the soft sound in the Hebrew. So now we get into the letter Ka, the letter Ra in the Hebrew. which is the 12th letter. And La in the Hebrew looks like an L, which represents La. And then you got the one in the Syrian, which is La, L-A. Not the city, but the word, but the letter for La. Everybody have that? Now we're getting to Ma. Ma in the Hebrew. As a Mayam, Mashap, and other various letters. M-A in the Hebrew. For Ma. Up top is the ancient, down bottom is the Assyrian. So that's Ma in the Hebrew. It's very important that you learn your letters, because once you learn your letters, you can get into more like the reading and learning the different names and learning in the scriptures what is referring to the Most High and what is referring to the angels. Like a lot of people believe that doesn't have the understanding from the I.S.U.P.K. that in the beginning, created the powers created the heaven and earth. They thinking that's the Most High. But when you actually read it in Hebrew, that will be the word Allahayim, not Yahweh, which is the Most High name, but Allahayim. Allahayim. So you see why it's so important and pertinent that you learn your Hebrew words and your letters, so you won't make that mistake, especially when reading. Because like the rules for Hebrew are, again, there's no J's, E's, O's, U's, or V's in the Hebrew. If you see anything with a J, O, U, or V in the Hebrew, that is Yiddish and that is garbage.
Right.
The Most High says in Zephaniah 3:9, I will turn my people into a pure language. Their language is the Lashawan Qadash, which means holy tongue, which means our language is separate from anybody else's. That means even when the so-called Khazarian Empire, Amalek, so-called white Jewish man, had stole it, he really couldn't even recognize it or couldn't speak it. So what he had to do, he had to add those J's, O's, U's, or V's in the Hebrew, which he later claimed it around about 1948, claiming that he was a Jew, and he really isn't, because Jeremiah 14:2 cuts him. First Maccabees 3:48. Revelation 2:9 and 3:9 cuts him. In 2 Thessalonians 2:3-4. That cuts him. Job 9:24 also, which he's the man of perdition, taking on many forms, claiming to be everything but absolutely nothing. So let's go into the next letter of the alphabet, which is Na. N-A, which is Na. That is Na in the Hebrew. What you have up top is the Na in the ancient. Then you have the Na in the Assyrian. Then at the bottom of that, you have the ending of Na. These are one of the letters that have the actual ending. There's about 5 letters for the endings, which is Ka, which is Ma, which is Na, which is Pa, and Tazah. Any questions? Is there any questions at all? All right, so we're going to move on. So the next letter of the Hebrew alphabet is Sa, which is S-A. Sa. So we got which is Sa. Up top, you got the ancient. Down bottom, you got the Assyrian. It look like an overflow hook, which is Sa. S-A. You know I'm not saying it in Spanish. That's what it is. S-A.
That's it.
So, everybody got that? So the next one is I. I, like your I, but it isn't spelled that way. It's just an I. Up top, you got the ancient. Down bottom, you got the Assyrian. And then you got the letter that represented I. Everybody got that? So now, just to go over what we had already went to, and we're up to the letter I. We got A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I. So now we up to I. So now we have the letter Pa in the Hebrew, the letter Pa, as in Purim. You got Pa. Up top is the Assyrian. Up top is the ancient. Down bottom is Assyrian, and that's the letter that means it, which is Pa. But also you have the ending of Pa in the Assyrian. Which look like a little hook with a line on it, which stands for Pa. Up top, the ancient. Down bottom, the Assyrian. And you got the letter for Pa, which is PA, which is the sound. Then you have the ending of it. the ending of Pa. Because like I said before, it's only 5 endings of the whole Hebrew alphabet, which is Ka, Ma, Na, Pa, and I. It's one way that you can get yourself in the rhythm of it, of saying the alphabet. You know, we got some hip hop heads out there or some rappers out there. It's almost like a rap that rhymes. So, you know, everybody can find their own way and style of remembering it, but my way is seeming like a rap. So once you say it over and over again and start writing it, you start recognizing it. And then you can get into, you know, the writing of the words in Hebrew and also the reading. The reading is most important because we have to do Sabbath service. We have to send up prayers to the Most High. And like the scripture said, what is said in English have not the power which said in Hebrew. But when you say it in Hebrew, that's the language that the Most High gave us. The Most High hears that. All right, so let's keep going. We're getting to the Hebrew letter Tazah. Tazah. And that also has an ending. Which is T-A-Z-A. Tazah. Which is the ending. The ending of Tazah.
Could be wrong.
So up top is the ancient, down the bottom is the Assyrian, and right there, which I read under it is the ending of Tazah. The only letters that have an ending is Ka, Ma, Na, Pa, and Tazah. Everybody got that? So now we in the Hebrew letter for Kwa, like in Kwam or Kwam Yasha'al. Kwam, which means rise. Kwam. And it looked almost like a little umbrella. Which is Q-A, Qua. Up top you have the ancient, down bottom you have the Assyrian, and then you have what it means, which is Qua. As in Kwam, like in rise. If anybody had on their phone or on their computer or their tablet, the Blue Letter Bible app that will help you with your Hebrew even more when you read the Hebrew and you recognize the letters from watching the Hebrew classes of I.S.U.P.K and whatnot, then you can have a better grasp on the letters and what these words, you put the letters together, would mean. So the Blue Letter Bible app is an excellent place to go and match up the letters and the words and find out what it is saying. So the next one is Ra. We're not talking about no Egyptian Ra or nothing like that. We have, I mean, people will go ahead and be like, well, that's an Egyptian. No, trust me. We was here before the Egyptians. We went under Egyptian captivity, Deuteronomy 28 and 68, well, 64 to 68. Servant slavery there, and they use some of our stuff. So that's how you know we was under their captivity, because not only the Bible is historical, but our language, they took and had to communicate with us. Anybody that goes into captivity under another nation, trust me, if they want to understand you, somebody there is going to learn your language, or you're going to have an interpreter. So we're getting to the Hebrew letter Ra, which is R-A, Ra. It looks like a little flag, and Ra almost looked like half of a shepherd's hook. But it's the Hebrew letter for Ra. So now we down to the last two letters in the Hebrew, which is Sha and Tha. Sha and Tha. So first I'm going to write Sha in the ancient, then in the Assyrian, where Sha looks like a W. And then you have the writing, which is the Assyrian, where Sha should look like. That's the Hebrew for Shah, as in Shemaiah, which means happy. Shemaiah. And now the last letter, and then we'll start getting into some words and some reading. Because what I want to do is take you through some of the words in Genesis, and we can break them down and see what they mean. Because there's been a lot of misconstrued and false information out there that they were saying the Most High, went ahead and created the heaven and earth. He did, but he gave the angels the order to do it. That's why it is the angels that have done it. So after we get this, we'll get into some words in Genesis. The last letter of the Hebrew alphabet is Tha. Tha, like in Thahawam, which means deep. So we're going to get into, so this is the So we have God that looks like an X on top, and then we have God down the bottom. And this is the spelling for it. THA. Like in Lashawan, which means deep or in the deep. God. So let's go into Genesis 1:1 and start to understand and learn what is the difference when you go into Genesis. So if you have the blue letter Bible app on your phone, you can follow through and we can break down some of these words. Because we have the first word in Genesis 1:1, which is Ba, Ra, Ah, Sha, and Ya, and Tha. Ba, Ra, Ah, Sha, Ya, and Tha. Which in the Hebrew, which will be altogether Bara'asha, which means in the beginning. In the beginning. Bara'asha. We have Ba, Ra, Ah, Ya, and Tha. Bara'asha, which means in the beginning. In the beginning. So it's Bara'asha. Then you have the next one, which is Bara'ah. Bara'asha, Bara'ah. And the next word in Genesis 1:1 will, and the next word in Genesis, that's one of the words that will shock you. In the English, it got God there, but that word is really not supposed to be there. When it was talking about in the beginning, the powers created the heaven and earth. And the word that you will see there is Alahai, which means the powers, the angels, or the host of heaven. The word God is not in Genesis 1:1. Because you don't see the word, you don't see the name of the Most High there, which is Yahweh, which means He is, I am. So you will see Alahai, which is the powers, the host of heaven, or the angels. Alahai. There's no Elohim there because there's no E's in Hebrew, nor are there O's. The word would be Alahai. And I'll write that. That's a Allah, Aha, a Ya, and a Ma. Now, the only thing that differs from the ancient and the Assyrian is that the ancient have connectors. The Assyrian Hebrew does not. So when you putting the word Yum at the end of it, which is YAM, which will be these two letters right here together, you make it plural. So Allahayim is talking about the host of heaven or many angels. So Allahayim is talking about many angels. In the beginning, the powers or the many angels, the host of heaven. So I'm doing right to what it means. Allahayim. That means the powers or host of heaven. Host of heaven or the angels. And we still have time, but I'm going to read for you Genesis 1:1 so you can get an understanding of what it's saying. Bara'asha, Bara'a, Alahayim, Hashemayim, Wa'a, Haratazah, which means in the beginning, the angels or the host of heaven created the heavens, which is Hashemayim, and which is Wa'a, the earth, which is Haratazah. So what it meaning, the Most High had sat on the throne, gave the orders to the angels, and the angels went out and just did it. So once again, you do not see the Most High name in Genesis 1:1. That name right there where God's supposed to be is Allahayim, which means the angels. Bara'asha, Bara'a, Allahayim, Hashemayim, Wa'a, Haratazah. Any questions? Because I know that this confused a lot of people, and it definitely confounds the Christians. Because they think in the beginning, the Most High got up off his throne and he did it. Yeah, the Most High did it, but he gave the angels, just like you got men over and under you in the I.S.U.P.K, the Most High gave the orders to the angels to go out there and do as he commanded, to create. So now we got Bara'asha, Bara'a, Allahayim. We got the word Ah. Ah, which is ATH, Ah, which is a Ah and a Tha. So now we get into the next word, which is Hashemayim, which means heaven, or Hashemayim, which is heavens. which is heavens. Ha-sha-ma. Hashem. I should take out that. Salaki is Hashamim. Salaki. Hashamim. Hashamim, which stands for the heavens. So far, we got in Genesis 1:1 in the Hebrew, Bara'asha, Bara'ah, Alahayim, Ah, Hashamim, Wa'ah, Haratazah. So, do anybody know the word for earth? I mean, we live on it every day. Thanks to the Most High giving the angels the orders to create it, which is, what we're living on right now, breathing this air in this atmosphere. We on earth. So I'm getting ready to write the word for earth. Ratazah. Ratazah means earth or the earth. That means earth. Ha-Aratazah. You got Ha, you got Ah, you got Ra, and Tazah, which is Ha-Aratazah. So to go back over it, like I said, if you got the blue letter Bible app, we can get into Genesis 1:1, which is Bara'asha, Bara'ah, Alahayim, Ah, Hashamim, Wa'ah, Ha-Ratazah. Ha-Ratazah. So it's basically saying, in the beginning, the powers, the host of heaven or the angels, created the heaven and the earth. So the Most High sat on the throne, sat on his throne, because he's the Most High. He gave the orders to the angels. The angels went out and done it. That's why even in the prayers it says, it is the angels that have done it. The Most High don't have to get up for nothing. But if he do get up, trust me, it's going to be something. It's going to be something. The Most High just don't get up off his throne because he don't feel like doing it. If he got up off his throne, it is because it's something that he's angry about and you don't want him to have. So anybody in the classroom or online got any questions? Anything that you need to go over? Anything that you need to explain? You can hear about anything. Don't be shy. I'm here. I got all night until we gotta go to camp tomorrow. Most High in Christ. All right. Let's break down another scripture in Hebrew. Song of Solomon 1 and 5. We're going over Song of Solomon 1 and 5. And to let you know, he was talking to the daughters of Zion. And even though he was talking to the daughters of Zion, spitting them game, he was mainly talking about himself also. And how Song of Solomon goes, I am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Qadash, as the curtains of Solomon. So in the Hebrew, that would be Shakawara, Anya, which means I am, Shakawar, which means black, Banawa, which means daughters, Yashala, daughters of Israel, Kahalia, which is tents, Qadash, or Qadar, which means where they was located, Kayarya Awa, Shalama, which means as the tents of Qadar. So in the Hebrew it goes Shakawar, Anya, Wanawa, Yasha, Yarashala, Kahalia, Qadar, Kayoriyai, Wa, Shalama. This is
Supposed to be, man.
So unlike what the Christians saying, oh, he was just being vain, oh, he wasn't talking to the daughters of Zion or the daughters of Israel. This scripture proving who he was talking to. Solomon was sitting there spitting game. He was up there talking to his sisters, just like James Brown back then was saying, yeah, I'm black and I'm beautiful, I'm black and I'm proud. Solomon was saying the same thing way before James Brown came into existence. Right. That's something to be proud of. Solomon telling you what color he is. He said, I am black, but comely, which means beautiful in Old Quaker English. So he said, I'm black and I'm beautiful, spitting game to his sisters, telling them, yeah, you fine as wine, sister. Guess what? I'm black and I'm beautiful, showing pride for not only, his nation, but he's saying that he's a catch. He's telling the sisters, come and get me while I'm available. God, you ain't know spitting game was in the scriptures? That's why the scriptures say in Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, there's nothing new under the sun. Spitting game ain't new. It's only new if you don't know how to do it. So back to the Hebrew, we're going to write out Solomon's name, which is Shalamah. We got the Shah, the La, the Ma, and the Ha. So we got Shalama, or Solomon in Hebrew. Everybody got that? Okay. is SHALAM in Hebrew. And every name that a brother and sister in Israel has, they have not given themselves their name. Their name comes by the characteristics and comes with the characteristics that they have and the spirit that the Most High put on them. And it comes down from the Most High to Commander GEN.YAHANNA, from Commander GEN.YAHANNA on down to the brother and sister whose name that belongs to. You do not pick a name of yourself. These names are coming from the Most High. So if any of those other Israelite groups out there thinking that, oh, I can just pick a name, no, that's not how it works. A man of the Lord has to give you your name. And the only one with that authority right now on earth is commanding GEN.YAHANNA. Right there is Solomon's name in Hebrew. Another popular scripture to go to is Jeremiah 14:2 in the Hebrew. Jeremiah 14:2. So if you have the Blue Letter Bible app on your phone or on your tablet or whatever device that you're using, go to Jeremiah 14:2 in the Blue Letter Bible app. Jeremiah 14:2. Because we are doing the Hebrew, not scripture breakdown, so I ain't getting into the breakdown. So we are going over just some of the words in the Hebrew that you will see. Like it says in the Hebrew, Abalad Yahawada, which is for Judah, Washa'arya, Amalawa, Qadarwa. That word right there, Qadarwa or Qadar, which means dark or black, showing you that the real Jews are black. The word will be Qadarwa. I'm going to write that on the tablet right now. That's Ra. And that's Wa. We got Wa, Da, Ra, and Wa, which is Qadarwa, which means black or dark, showing you what color the real Jews are. In Jeremiah 14:2, they're not them fake white Jews over there in Palestine, Jerusalem, taking our place, them damn thieves. That the real Jews are black, according to Jeremiah 14:2. Then not only that, it says black unto the ground, which will be Qadarwa la Aratazah. Because it's the difference between the earth and the ground. The earth is just a place where you stand in. The ground is what you plant seeds in to grow plants and trees and stuff. So when it talks about the soil or the ground, it's talking about La Aratazah. So this word in Jeremiah 14:2 is so pertinent to look for Darwa. Anybody got any questions? All right. That's showing you a few words in the Hebrew and some of the popular scriptures that usually are broke down in the Old Testament, showing you that these Christian churches do not know, nor do they understand the Bible, Because why? They're passing their creatures earth. They're passing their creatures earth, not knowing the scriptures. Because why? They don't know what it says in Hebrew. Let's go to another popular one. Lamentations 4 and 8. Lamentations 4 and 8 says, Kashaka, Meshachwa, Tharam, La'a, Nakarwa, Akawa Tazapad, Awaram, Al, Itazam, Tazamam, Yabash, Hayaha, Ka'itaza, Sa. So you will see the word black. This is in Lamentation 4 and 8, which is talking about their faces or their skin color is black, which is the R, which is in the beginning, or the Ram, which means their face, their visage. And then you will see along there, which is the word black, which is Kashaka. I'm going to write that. And this is in Lamentation 4 and 8. So with this scripture, how in the world could they say that the Jews or us in captivity, that they was white? This scripture is saying their visage or their face or their skin tone is black. All right, so I'm going to write the word for visage, or basically saying their face. Visage is an old Quaker English word which means visage or face. Usually we will see the word panya, but it has a different tone to it when it's talking about it in Lamentation 4 and 8. The R, and the word for black, or blacker, which is Kasha. You got a ka, a sha, and a ka. What differentiates between the first ka and the last ka is the guttural sound in the first letter of ka, which is ka, the guttural sound. And then at the end you got the soft K, which is Ka, ka. So it's kasha, which means black earth. One thing about Hebrew also, or the Lashawan Qadash, it is very direct and straightforward. You don't have a word that's meaning all these other different things, but Hebrew is very direct and forward. So when it says in Lamentation 4 and 8, their visage or their facial or their face or their skin is blacker than a coal, which is, that's when you get to the word shapawar, I just remember, which is black, which is coal. Shop. So it's telling you that their face or their skin is blacker than the coal. And you will see that in Lamentation 4:8, showing you that they could not be white Jews. What I'm doing, if you haven't realized it yet, is getting out these color scriptures.
Like, what was blacker than the coal, sir?
Their visage or their face or the skin on their face, showing you that they could not be a white person that's calling themselves a Jew.
Yeah.
Because what I was doing was going through color scriptures.
What was that scripture, sir?
Lamentation 4:8.
Yeah, message.
Their visage.
Come on.
God. That is old quick English for face. So when the first thing when you look at somebody and you see their face, you notice their face. And then what's on their face? Skin.
Okay.
So when it's talking about their visage was blacker than the coal, it was actually talking about their skin color.
Yeah.
And you'll hear that word shakawar. You'll hear the word shakawar or and ta'ar, and you hear kashak, which is kashak is blacker, shakawar, which means coal. So if you have you have it in your phone in the blue letter Bible app, you can read along with me. Because it says kashak, mashakwar, la'aram, la'a, nakarwa, akawat tazawa, tazapad, awaram, al, I tazamam, yabash, haya, ka'aitazar, sa.
It's not, I ain't never seen that scripture before.
Very heavy. See, that's why this is home of the truth, I.S.U.P.K. Because we can break down these scriptures and show you that ain't no damn white people over there in Israel are the real Jews. Because if you didn't have the scripture broke down to you in truth, and I would tell you that the Jews are black, would you believe me? But Lamentation 4:8 tell you their face, the skin on their face, their bodies, is blacker than a coal. So what that makes, what color?
I just looked up the visage,
Visage, cotton.
and I looked up the definition. Said a person face.
A person what?
A person face.
Okay, so what do they have on their face?
Skin.
Exactly. So if it say their face, is darker than a coal, or their visage, what is it saying? What color are they? Dang. There you go. Revelation 2:9 and 3:9 definitely puts them in the coffin when they talk about, when white people out there talk about, yeah, my mother was a Jew. How do you become a Jew? How do you become a Jew through your mother? It is the seed in Numbers 1 and 38 that tells you that through your father, that is what you are. So when they tell you that, oh, my mother, because of my mother's side, I'm a Jew, they are liars. That's the synagogue of Satan. That's why these scriptures are so heavy and so much for you to get into these Hebrew classes. No matter where you go on I.S.U.P.K. and you get into these classes, you learn these milk scriptures and build up your arsenal. So, so let's go into another one. Let's go into another one, Job 30 and 30. Job 30 and 30.
I know you know now, know you right?
So Job 30 and 30. You'll see a familiar word in Job 30 and 30, especially when I say it. In the Hebrew is Zawariah, Shakar, Ma'aliyah, Tazamiyah, Kara, Maya, Kara. So basically, when it says, my skin is black upon me, and my bones burn with heat. It's not talking about, it's not talking about them actually being sick or anything. It's talking about them being in a certain condition that was so heavy. So when it talks about them, that Job says straight out, my skin is black upon me, he's telling you what color he is. He's shooting straight from the hip. He's saying, look at what we're going through. My skin is black upon me. And that same word that you see in there is shakar, which means black or dark. See how I still got shakawar up there? But it's talking about the skin also. Shakar, if you shorten. Showing you that our people ain't got no white boys in. All of Israel is black, no matter what shade they are. That's Isaiah 29 and 22.
You're Dominican, you black. You're Puerto Rican, you black.
Exactly.
You're a Seminole Indian, you black. You're from Colombia, you black. You're from Chile, Argentina,
You black.
What else?
Uruguay,
Guatemala.
Colombia, Uruguay.
Colombia, Guatemala, all that. Nigga, you's an nigga.
Exactly.
That's what you don't understand.
Exactly. Same boat ride, different places.
And listen, all the shades of brown is up in that.
Exactly.
From the darkest to the lightest of the brown.
Exactly. There's no heathens in Israel. Wherever your father is, that's what you are. If your father Dominican, your father from Guatemala, Panama, your father from Argentina and Chile, Panama to Uruguay, Mexico, the Dominican Republic, you're black. Puerto Rico too. Don't leave out our Puerto Rican bros. Love my Puerto Rican bros. I love all the 12 tribes. But I'm gonna tell you this: if you ain't of the 12 tribes, I can't use those choice words on here. But I'm gonna tell you, it ain't good for you. You have to be, in order for me to even show you some type of love, you have to be of those 12 tribes.
So if I could, it was a Spanish singer. She wrote about
Oh, Celia Cruz.
never longer love.
That is how good.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
She would do a lot, like just to prove that she actually is Spanish.
Yeah.
Because she's so tough.
And she a model, isn't she?
She's bad. All I saw.
Let me ask you.
No, she's a model.
Yeah, she is.
They're showing you that during the time our people were scattered everywhere. We still Israelites. Wherever your father is, that's what you are. And I'ma just say it, those, if I can, sir, those bastards over there claiming something that isn't even theirs. They claiming a nationality that they had no business claiming. Because these scriptures that we pulling out right here and breaking them down and breaking the Hebrew down, showing you that they ain't who they say they are, that they are imposters, fakes, frauds, facsimiles.
Synagogue of Satan.
The synagogue of Satan, the water. The synagogue of Satan means chief house of the damn devil, which means they are deceivers.
good is, I think it's real, like it'll be like you'll be doing yourself with like a dishonor to not know Hebrew because like scriptures like this, for you to be able to break it down properly, just like how you broke it down to me about Adam and man of his name. I mean, like it wouldn't be a way for me to know that he was dead before, that he was dead before the Most High gave him the truth.
Exactly. Just like, you know, I was explaining in the beginning that these damn Christian idiots think the Most High gonna get off his throne. The Most High don't have to. He gives orders. The Most High has the authority. Like it says in the beginning, the powers, which are the angels, the host of heaven, created the heaven and the earth. The Most High sat down on his throne, his fiery throne at that, and gave orders. And you know what? It is the angels that have done it. I feel like going to speak today. But that's the truth about these Christians are full of Christian dogma religion, that they don't know these scriptures at all. Exactly, it's vanity, which means everything they're doing is for nothing. Because why? They're not coming back to the scriptures. They're not coming back to the Most High in Christ.
They're not teaching them.
Exactly, they're not teaching nothing.
They're not teaching nothing out.
Exactly, just like Isaiah 9:16 say, they are not knowing the scriptures. They are. They at fault. Because why? All this understanding that's coming out of I.S.U.P.K. has been coming out since 1969, and they ain't latched on yet. They done came up in battle I.S.U.P.K. and lost multiple times, many times, and still losing today.
Right.
And yet what happened? They so much in pride and vanity and their nothingness, they come back and come back and come back. And not only do they get cut, but the Most High had made the prophets and priests of the Most High such surgeons that we heal them up. We don't leave them out there bleeding, but yet they still hard-headed.
So much we cut them today. Ain't nobody stepping to the forefront.
Exactly.
Ain't nobody said they just left us alone. Listen. Okay. They said, listen, don't deal with them tags.
Exactly.
They scared. They scared to answer a question. You can't even ask a question in the Christian church. You know that?
Exactly.
You ever understand, like in any Christian church or any religious organization, is there ever a moment where you can pull a scripture and ask a question about this scripture? Nope. It's not. It's environment. And even in these fake Israelite groups, same thing. They're not asking any type of question in that. Why? Because it's not the truth.
Exactly.
It's not the truth.
I don't raise my, when I was out there in the world before I came into the home of the truth, I used to try to ask questions. You know what my grandmother would say? Baby, don't do that. Don't raise your hand. The preacher talking. And I'm like, how am I supposed to learn if I can't ask questions? How are you supposed to learn if you can't?
Right, sir. That's that slave mentality that they put on us. Like, we're not supposed to question anything. We're supposed to do what they say.
Exactly. 2 Thessalonians 5:21. Prove all things. That means if he, and not only that, 1 Peter, it's either 1 or 2 Peter 4:11. If any man speak, speak it. If any man speak as the oracles of God, which means you gotta come out from the Bible, you gotta break it down, like Isaiah 29:9-10 say, and then what? You gotta make it easy for them to understand that this is what the scripture means. The Christian church or no religion at this time is doing anything like that or has ever done that. Only the I.S.U.P.K. had broke it down to where now these same prophets and priests are coming back on the earth and standing for righteousness in the I.S.U.P.K. How you think I got here? It ain't by coincidence that you're here. It's that the Most High has brought you in so that you can get from out that world, so that you can shed yourself of the worldly things you used to do and start making the Most High proud by doing the right thing, keeping these laws, statutes, commandments. 1 John 5:3. He said it's not a hard thing, a grievous thing to keep his law, statute, commandments at all. But you know why it's hard? Because you don't want to give up your worldly ways. That's why it's hard. How much better Ask any man in I.S.U.P.K. or any woman in I.S.U.P.K. how much better it is when you gave up the cigarettes. You didn't waste your money on trivial things like that. When you stopped buying crack or cocaine and got yourself clean. When you went ahead and, you stopped trying to rob your brother and sister and start trying to love them. How much better did that feel? You're not at odds with your brother and sister. Your brother and sister can trust you to leave anything, even their woman, around you, and she be okay. The scriptures give you everything that you need. It gives you the type of nutrients that you need. Like if you would eat an apple or you would eat a banana for potassium. That's what the scriptures is, nourishment and fulfillment. And because these churches don't do that, they leave you hungry and empty, broke and poor, disassociated, broke off, abandoned, and desolate. Like somebody done kicked you out and told you never to come back again, which will happen if you ask the question. Oh, Slaggy, y'all know how I do. It's almost like being there speaking. Because my spirit be angry. My spirit be angry because those in the I.S.U.P.K. know where I'm coming from. Ooh, I thank the Most High in Christ. I can't say choice words. But yeah, that's what we was going over. These scriptures, these color scriptures in the Bible to prove that them bastards over there are not us. They are not the biblical Jews, Israelites according to the Bible. That them imposters over there is living a lie. And the Most High is going to deal with them. But not only how they treated us in the past, but how they treating us in the present. They need to pay. That's Revelation 13, 9, and 10. White people are masters of the sword. Which means their swords back then are the guns today. Look at what they're doing with the gun laws. They still trying to hold that stand your ground law. You can be minding your business. As soon as you cross their property, bam. Oh, they was up there trying to break in. You could have been, you minding your business, ain't even thinking about them. Walk with one of your family members, and then you got to pick up your family member and run. Or even get the ambulance because they wicked from the womb. Isaiah 58, I think it's Isaiah 58 and 3. They are estranged from the womb. My fault, Salaki, Psalms 58 and 3. They are estranged from the womb, telling lies. Our people are in danger if we don't come back. If we don't come back to the Most High in Christ, like we should, Zephaniah 2 and 1. That's the order from the Most High in Christ, to come back together, to help and love your brother and sister, to be self-sufficient as a nation, to not deal or trust in these enemies, which are the other 17 nations, and to pull our resources together so that we won't have to go to these heathens out here, and that we can love our people the way that we should be, with the freedom that the Most High had us to have in the first place, and ruling over the earth with total righteousness and a total autonomy. That's what the Bible telling us to do.
Hebrew.
Okay. The water, sir. We get ready to go to another scripture. Hallelujah. We're going to get a little bit more on this. Like another heavy, definitely heavy color scripture is Daniel 10 and 6. Daniel 10 and 6. And it says, his body was also like a beryl, beryl being the color green, old quick English. His face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and feet like in color to polished brass. Now, if anybody know, raise your hand if you know what color is brass.
Brown.
Exactly, it's a form of brown. Take a penny out the pocket.
I'm broke. I'm broke.
You can find these anywhere. That's how you know the white man is the devil. You can find these anywhere. He's so greedy, he'll look past what could be valuable, which is a penny, and want to take the dollars.
This on?
Because noise.
Shalom in the world. Take it back, the white man is a dog. I don't know what he was saying, but. Hey, can I get that cup right down there on that table right there? Let me get that cup right there. Both of them. Pretty natural, that's relevant. Why? Because the white man, because the white man is a crafty beast. The scripture, what scripture we're in right now?
Daniel 10:5.
10:5? That's milk right there. Hold up. That's milk right there. Let me get that milk. Somebody pull that joint. Wow. Let me get down to 5-6. The white man is so goddamn crafty. A lot of people want to go into heavy topic, which is cool. You can go into heavy topics, go into heavy topics, but that milk, son, that milk cut. Yo,
Cut deep.
That milk cut deep like what? Boy. But they say since they bleed legal, this joint should be illegal right here, bro. That milk, huh? Let me get down to 5-6. We're gonna get into Hebrew too. You got it, true.
Daniel chapter 10, verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen. Whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz.
Stop. Let me pull this up in the Hebrew. And the easy way, brothers and sisters online, the easy way to follow along in Hebrew is you either have that Tanakh, or you follow along. You can go online to bluelightbible.org. It's a simple and easy way to follow along in the Hebrew.
Good. Come on, sir.
Let me put it on real quick. a certain man. Anybody know what man is in Hebrew? Not the teacher, not the teaching part though. I'm not too crafty with this identity on this tablet.
That's like this.
It's good.
First button.
First button to the top.
Sure.
There we go. I.S.U.P.K. Now I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man. Let me give man the Hebrew, just to follow along. This is the Hebrew you dig. It is Syrian. Am I doing something wrong with it? Woo! I ain't hit, yo. I ain't hit yet. I ain't hit. I ain't hit. Sure. I.S.U.P.K.
I.S.U.P.K.
A little sloppy. Sloppy.com. Okay, you did. Hey. That's my handwriting. You understand that's the you understand it. Just man. So let's go on, I just want to put out a little bit of Hebrew as we go along. This is man. This is simply man. Simply man in Hebrew. Okay? How you say man in Hebrew? I.S.U.P.K. There's a brother in school down in D.C. called I.S.U.P.K. I.S.U.P.K. Common War. I think you just went over the word common war. Right? What's common war mean?
Common war means, if I'm not mistaken, common war means man.
Okay. You just went over that not too long ago. Now, okay, let's go ahead to the scripture, True.
Daniel chapter 10, verse 6. His body looked also like beryl.
His body was also like beryl. Beryl is old, quick, and English for what? Green. No relevance to the white man's holiday, okay? St. Patrick's. No relevance. Okay? We ain't getting festive up in Israel.
And his face as the appearance of lightning.
His face as the appearance of you done with that? Okay. You go ahead and take it back over. I'm just covered for you. Excuse me, handwriting.
Oh, no doubt. Sometimes mine even worse than this.
Give me a time check, huh? 6 minutes. 6 minutes to 9.
100%.
Sir, I mean, it's like. So, where we was, Daniel 10, 5, 6?
Come.
You set there with me? Alright. So it said, I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen. So anybody know who that certain man is that's talking about? Right. Christ, sir. How you know it's talking about Christ?
because this is John talking about who he's seen. This is John seen. I was going to piggyback what he said, because it's the same description in Revelation.
There you go. That was it. Get that brother a hand. That's right. It's the same description in Revelation. See, what Daniel was saying and what John the Revelator said, they seeing these visions that's coming from the Most High, of Christ, that the angel is already showing. So it's saying that I looked at my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen. That certain man clothed in linen is the same man, our King, Yahweh in Revelations. And it says a certain man clothed in linen. The linen was a fine fabric. It was one of the finest fabrics that you could have at that time. And it says whose loins was girded. Everybody know what a loin is. I don't have to get into that. Whose loins were girded with the fine gold of Uphaz. Why was it girded with the fine gold of Uphaz? Woman officers, you know, and I'm not talking about somebody over me or just officers or anybody can answer it, if you know. Why was it the fine gold of Uphaz? What does that represent? Anybody know? Now I can go to the officers that's above y'all. Anybody want to answer what does the fine gold of Uphaz when it says his loins was girded with the fine gold of Uphaz? The answer is Christ was a warrior, so he wore that same war belt in Revelations. So when it says his loins were girded with the fine gold of Uphaz, it was that war belt that was protecting his vitals or his packs from the bottom of his chest to his loins, protecting him from getting stabbed up in his chest and his stomach, or basically his stomach, protecting him from, hurt, harm, and danger. It was that gold war belt that he was wearing. Now, the Christian church, unlike what the scripture said, is already telling you for a fact that Christ had on a gold war belt. Because why? He was a warrior. Christ was not that soft man like the church is pertaining to be. That's why I say his face had the appearance of lightning. When you see a very mean-looking, stern man that got an expression like he don't want to be messed with, are you going to go over there and say, you know what, brother, you are the best dude that I ever seen, I just want to tell you thank you. Are you going to do a mean, rough-looking cat that look like he can bite bricks with his teeth? Are you going to go over there and be like, hey, how you doing, brother? Or are you going to be like, oh, this cat look like I want to walk across the street? That's how stern he looked. That's how powerful Christ looked. He was not that sickly-looking, diseased white boy. He was a stern, austere man that would whip your behind. Then it says, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire. Why was his eyes as the lamps of fire? Matter of fact, I'll give you a clue. But I'm going to let you answer. Go ahead.
His eyes were lamps of fire because his eyes was red with wine.
How you know that? How you know Christ's eyes was red with wine? That's the time, Israel. So, Shalom. We are the I.S.U.P.K. coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahanna to teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians the truth. We do not affiliate with no other Israelite group. We are home of the truth and have been home of the truth since 1969. So if you ain't in the I.S.U.P.K, it will behoove you to get into the I.S.U.P.K as of now. You see the things that's happening out there in the street? The reason why is because it's prophecy of the Bible. And that's my time. Shalom.
One courtesy to the teacher. Of Israel. Maya. We're going to give one courtesy to the teacher. Of Israel. Maya Shabbat. Maya. Rock.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Barak Thumb.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Barak Thumb.
Class dismissed.